Namaste. My name is Meher Malik and thank you for joining me in this 21-day Chakra Healing Series that I refer to as Chakrax Flow. Now, Chakrax is a 7-week-long self-healing program where we spend 1 week on each of the 7 major energy centers. My goal with this free guided 21-day Chakra Healing Series is to bring tools simple and easy to you that can help you connect, stimulate, activate, and balance your 7 gross chakra systems. I'm going to be using different modalities through the 21 days, and today we're starting off with day 1 in the root chakra. It's going to be focused on breath work, guided visualizations, meditation practices, simple but efficient, and movement practices. I encourage you to, at any point of time, journal, have a notebook prepared where you can put down your thoughts, your dreams, your sleeping patterns, what you're eating, how you're feeling, if something is coming up for you that you need to pay attention and focus to, because journals can truly act as mirrors and help us look at how we're feeling and then go back to that and see that that's something we have looped around and come to, or healed, or moved beyond. So it's a great place for us to put down our thoughts and feelings. So if you can journal through these 21 days, I really encourage you to do so. We're also going to use sound and vibration in terms of frequency, musical frequency, to help us kind of work with certain specific chakras. And although the human body has many minor or subtler chakras, 114 different chakras, our work is going to be focused around the 7 major or well-known chakras. And the reason to use these different modalities is because I truly believe that each person responds to practices in a very different way. Some of us are more visual people, some of us are more auditory people, some of us are more kinesthetic people. And even in my classroom as a dancer, as a movement practitioner, I realized that what works as a methodology of learning and teaching for one person does not work in the same way for another. So feel free to incorporate any other things that you're feeling called to in these 21 days. Starting with our root chakra. Our root chakra is truly, connected to our sense of support, feeling supported, our stability, and our fundamental needs being fulfilled. Sex, money, shelter, being protected, feeling protected. Just the basic needs to survive and then eventually to thrive. Because if this foundation is strong, we can build on this foundation, right? So we want to look at all the different dimensions of this, of the root chakra. So where is it playing out in our lives? Do we have a relationship with money that is in fear, in doubt? Am I going to have enough? Am I not going to have enough? Just sitting down and journaling about that is something great. Looking at, you feel a sense of fear. What are you fearful of? So really thinking about it from that perspective as well. Bringing self-awareness to these questions. What do I fear? And putting down your fears in your journal as well. Supported. Am I feeling supported? Do I not feel supported? If not, why? This is a question you would like to ask yourself. A lot of these self-healing tools are about getting into your body, getting into your breath, getting into your thoughts, and discovering and unfurling what comes out bit by bit, right? So today we want to start with a movement practice and connect with our feet, all right? We want to connect with our feet, but it's a really beautiful practice because it helps you discover parts of your connection to the earth or parts of your roots per se, which are your feet, because that's how you're connecting with the earth. But there are probably roots that you've never touched, roots that you've never gotten in touch with, roots that have been ignored, roots that are stronger and roots that are weaker. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with a movement practice where you're going to think about shifting the weight from one mound of the foot to the other, but an extremely focused movement practice, which means that I'm going to be moving through the different mounds beneath my toes. So I'm going to experience what it feels like to transfer my weight from the smallest toe to the smallest toe on the other side, and then maybe the second toe to the second toe, or maybe the third toe to the third toe. So you really want to see what that change of weight, and it's a very simple, exercise. Like I said, I want these tools to be easy and accessible whenever you're starting to feel this lack of support or not feeling grounded. One of the best places to practice this is in a park, barefoot on sand, on the earth. It's probably the best way to go about this exercise, and in general, just walking in a park without your shoes on and connecting with the earth and speaking to yourself and saying, I feel supported, the earth supports me, is one of the most potent ways of doing this exercise. But here we are in a studio, and it's absolutely okay. Possibly if you can wear red or darker clothes, brown, red, maroon, black. For the days that we're working with the root chakra, it would be super. Wearing the same clothes ideally would be great because they're carrying that energy. Also finding a sacred space where you could keep going and developing and deepening your practice would be great as well. But even, mixing things up a little bit, for the days of root chakra, if you could be out in a park, that would be super as well, if that is accessible to you. So I invite you to simply come and connect with the floor. So first, to start by feeling your knees, feeling your feet, and responding to the earth from one foot to the other. Just feeling that weight change. Where do you feel the weight? Are you feeling it more in the balls of your feet? Do you feel it more in the heels? Are you feeling it onto the sides of the feet more? So really trying to experience where you feel this weight change. And connecting with the earth each time you press into that foot to feel the weight change. Really going with it nice and easy. Just connecting with your breath. We're not going to go into very deep guided practice for breath work, but just connecting with your breath today first. And if you're not aware of your breath usually, just coming towards it. Allowing the rest of your body to just respond to that weight change. Let the energy move freely, which means you don't want to stop anything from happening. So whatever the rest of the body is doing to respond to that awareness of the weight change from one foot to the other, let it happen. Now consciously, let's think about shifting our weight from the tiniest toe to the other toe, the tiniest on the other foot. From the smallest toe to the small foot. How do the roots feel here? If you could close your eyes and visualize for me what the roots feel like that come from the tiniest toe to the tiniest toe on the other foot. Just take a moment and see what that feels like. What do these roots look like? Just take a moment to be there and feel it. Yes, just feel that. Now, let's move on to the second toe and shift the weight and feel the weight from that toe on the left foot to the same toe on the right foot. From the left to the right. From the left to the right. Let your knees also respond to this. At no point of time should you be feeling any blockages, like this is uncomfortable for me. You don't want to. That's why there's no rules and conditions. It's just you getting into your body the way that feels most natural to you. See how the roots feel in the second toe to the second toe. What kind of roots are these? If you visualize them, what do they feel like? Let's go from third toe, the middle toe, to the middle toe. Nice. Beautiful. You're already starting to feel more connected in the feet, because I know I am for sure. Yes, beautiful. All right. From the fourth toe, the toe that is closest to the big toe, what does it feel like to shift weight from that toe to the other toe, on the same toe on the other foot? What does it feel like? What do these roots look like? If there were roots going from this toe down into the earth, spreading across the floor, what does it feel like? What does it feel like? And then let's go from the big toe to the big toe. Wow, what does this feel like? Where do you feel it? What do these roots look like? Beautiful. Just feel that. And if you feel called to move in space and to, for yourself, intuitively move the weight from any toe on one foot to any toe on the other, and let this happen as an intuitive practice in space. So sometimes I feel like my weight's on the tiny toe, and then it moves to the big toe on the other one, and then it's on the middle of the other, and then it's on the tiny of the other. And see how that affects the movement within the body. When the roots are going into the earth in a certain manner, it affects the stature, it affects the posture of the tree. And every tree has a very systematic network of roots. Just like our nervous systems that branch out in the same way for each person, but what's happening through those neural pathways is so different for everybody. So let's connect to our roots. What do my roots feel like? And if I could really feel the roots, what roots are cramping or dying or withered? What parts of the roots have I not been paying attention to? So really feeling that. Feeling that nicely in the feet. And how does that affect your movement? To be aware of that traction from one toe on one foot to a different toe on the other foot. Oh, and just see what that feels like. Such a joyous, simple exercise, but so powerful. Just feeling your feet on the earth, your beautiful, strong, tender roots. Just moving in space intuitively and see what that feels like. All right. feel free to practice this for as long as you like to develop a deeper sense of connection with your feet. And we're now going to simply use a technique where you're going to open your palms out nice, open, relaxed, and just tend to those roots. Tend to those roots and let them spread across the earth and up to the sky. And roots are going vertically into the earth. Tend to those roots with whatever nourishment they may need. And send the roots into the earth. Remember that as long as you have Mother Earth, you are supported. She holds you, she caresses you, she supports you, she gives you strength. Just be grateful to the earth that takes care of you, that nurtures you. Just whatever nutrition it needs, maybe water, it may be rest, it may be sunlight, it may be food, giving your roots that nourishment and then sending them deep into the earth. And once again, sending them that nourishment, wherever you feel like you're missing out, wherever you feel like you're ignoring. Maybe your knees that have not been feeling so strong lately, or the ankles, give them that nourishment. I feel supported. I am supported. And really giving it that support and nourishment that it needs. And at the same time, just becoming aware of your breath. So nice, deep, long breathing. I invite you to do this as many times as you feel called to. I thank you for joining me today. These are some very simple and short exercises that will help you on the path of feeling joy and peace, body, mind and soul, feeling more connected with yourself, feeling more connected with your imbalances, your needs, your desires, and that which may require healing. Because I feel and believe that healing is something that we are designed to be involved in daily. When we don't shed the past, when we don't release that which we're grabbing onto, when we don't heal our traumas, when we don't work with awareness to heal our unconscious patterns, I think that's when we become blockages to our own selves. That's when our external world also interacts with what we're creating internally, and that's where these problems occur, and we feel like we're met by challenges that we don't have any solutions for. But when the inner kingdom transforms, the outer reality changes too. Happy practicing, and I will see you tomorrow. Namaste.